Today we're going to have a movie review, and this movie is entitled Silent Voice. This was released on September 17, 2016 by QQ Animation. This was in specifically came from the country of Japan. So Shoya Ishida used to be a very social kid, but as a high scholar, he became a social reject who could really make some friends with people due to some traumatizing incident that happened during his childhood. Ko Nishimiya, his elementary school classmate, has a hearing disability and was a victim of bullying by Ishida and his friends. As they grow older, Ishida was feeling huge remorse over the things he had done to Shuko. So he tries to set things straight by trying to be her friend. The pacing of the story is not something that we haven't seen before. We get to see what happened in their elementary school years and then we are back to present, seeing what the characters are doing at this point in their lives. Ishida was spending his last days trying to sort of cleanse himself by gathering up money to give his own mother to repay his debt for all the hearing aids she had to replace for Shuko because he destroyed them as a kid. He also wanted to bring Shuko her old sketchbook and try to become a friend. After a sudden change of heart, he decides to carry on with his life and things start to go well for him. He started making friends and getting along with Shuko and her sister, but things were never properly explained and his. The first friend Shoya makes after being backballed is Nagasuka, someone who comes off adorable at first, obsessive after a while, maybe even creepy, but then brings it right back around. If only because Nagasuka is a ride or die friend and after Shoya makes sure his bike doesn't get stolen. He does anything and everything for that dude, including fight Yuzuru before he knew she was a girl much less younger than be perceived. So Shuya called Sok to Shuko. Alongside that, there are a lot of those awkward moments, many of which stem from Shuya being deaf, those making her speech not necessarily the clearest, leading to some moments where Shuya, after the 5 year jump, misunderstanding her and it leads to a comical moment or two. Other friends involved from the past still had open wounds about the whole situation which ended up in arguments between them. Shuko blamed herself once more, saying that she was the cause of everything and that she just can't seem to love herself for what she is, which leads to her to try and take her own life. Ishida then saves her but gets seriously injured, which ends up being a wake up call for all of them and brings them back together. So now let's talk about their art and music. The music of the film was great. Nice background, piano and soft acoustic tracks that were perfect for the setting of scenes. The art was exceptionally good. The character design were absolutely gorgeous with vibrant colors. The characters' expression that the animation were so made and it was great to see variety in their design. For example, when Shuko has had different hairstyle and all of diverse outfits of the characters. But what really wins you over in the animation of the sign language? Seeing the characters interact so much with their hands was something fresh and original to watch, especially when their expression and way of speaking is so intense in order for Shuko to understand. The movie will definitely mess with your emotion, will find yourself crying to the point and dehydration, especially after the time jump because as trigger warning notes, things get bad enough that there are suicide attempts, of which one is particular. If you are the type who doesn't know how to control yourself, may lead you to leap out of your chair and yell at the screen. For that is how invested you will get in the characters, even one which were introduced to us as Shoku bullies. Which brings the real complication into play. On one hand, how long can someone be judged for their past action? When Shuya bullied Shuko, they were middle of school, so does them there for life? Yet on the other, taking into account what Shoya did and how no one did more than be indifferent or encourage him until the adults found out. Are they deserving for forgiveness? That is going to be something which will make it hard sometimes for you to deal with how loving, forgiving, and especially sensitive Shuko is. For she is so quick to forgive and blame herself for any and all situation, making her tormentors trying to make amends seemingly an impossible task, and yet you will find yourself coming around despite some desire not to. So, if you really want to discover more about this movie, you can watch it in YouTube. Thank you, guys.